I welcome you to the podcast run by PMO Strategies, the PM Strategies Center podcast. Uh, this podcast is essentially run by PMO Strategies, and PMO Strategies is a management consulting setup, an entity brought up into existence for the advancements in business with the force of the knowledge and experience. And for that purpose, this podcast is going to contribute and bring to you the experience and learning of our special guest. And for that, I'm going to take you to the area of knowledge, which is really required to move with the force and experience and second opinion and confidence to move effectively in the present time of challenges. So this is how it is going to be, and for that purpose, I'm going to request Dr. Mehboob to make his introduction. But before asking him for that, let me bring to you the understanding of uh, PMO strategies. PMO strategies, as I said earlier, is a consulting setup uh, brought into business, and I'm the founder and CEO of PMO Strategies, and it helps businesses with PMO Center of Excellence. In fact, PMO Center of Excellence is a idea which helps businesses to move with the force and experience to move with the force, and to help businesses to develop the requirements of the time and of the businesses to develop the competence. And PMO strategies help businesses to develop that competence and develop that requirements to move in the required strategic directions. So PMO essentially is a known knowledge. In fact, PMI has brought up this PMO concept into being, and this is essentially to help businesses. And Center of Excellence is an old concept of managing businesses. In fact, since last couple of decades, the Center of Excellence is taking into actions and to move the businesses to go on with the area of in the directions of their desired movement, because whatever organizations have their desired directions, that needs to be put on with the full force and to achieve that strategic advancements in the best manner. And for that, most of the time organizations are not able to move on with that, and they are lost with the day-to-day matters of their business challenges, and they are not able to put their full attention in that area. So for that, it really makes the businesses to move with not that required speed and support. So PMO strategies brings that support to the businesses. Um the purpose of this podcast is to bring and capture the knowledge of the learned speakers, of their experiences, of their successful advancement in their business in the present time challenges. So that purpose has got to be shared and to be learned by the professionals and business managers particularly. So this is how the things are moving, and uh, uh, I'm trying to reach to my presentation so that I can share with you the advancement in the way it is required. Okay, so I have brought to your understanding my exposure. My name is M. Aslam Mirza. Assalamu alaikum. As I said earlier, I'm the founder and CEO of PMO Strategies, And particularly, I will draw your attention to my four books, which are written under the theme of aura. Aura is essentially is a distinctive environment surrounding a person or a team who have achieved and learned the knowledge and reached to a level where they are effectively able to help themselves and the organizations to move in their strategic directions. So the aura, just to your understanding, for your understanding, is AURA. A go for applying project management principles for organizational transformation. U go for understanding human factors and workplace environment. R goes for respecting diversity, building teams, meaningfulness, and growing to leadership. R again is agility in project management and collaboration. So these four areas of knowledge, an individual and the team can very successfully move in their career and in the strategic directions they are assigned to. So with this, I have already brought to you the understanding of podcasts, why it is being run. So I will not repeat and go into this detail once again. Let me go to the speaker, Dr. Mehboob Ahmed. I have very briefly brought to you his intro, but to bring the real and complete intro, I will request Dr. Mehboob to please share his introduction, but briefly, because we have to come to the main issue when you are finished with your brief introduction. Dr. Mehboob, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me to this prestigious forum. It's indeed an honor for me and for the Pakistanis and the people at my organization that some of us are appearing in this US-based prestigious forum to discuss the business complexities and its viable solutions. So, starting with my intro, I am Dr. Mehboob Ahmed. I am PhD in management sciences with special niche specialization of marketing. And I am a passionate researcher. I have almost seven publications, and I have deep insights towards Pakistan's and global economy. So, I it's honor for me to talk here, and along with my professional life answer and research, I'm very much interested in the long drives and reading. So these two are my passion. So coming up with the topic, business complexities and their viable solutions.
Okay, thank you
So
very much, Dr. Mehboob.
yeah,
Let me take that part. You have very strongly mentioned that you are able to bring around 25% revenue growth. It's a very attractive number, and definitely it shows that how confident you are that you are giving such a figure and you are confident of it. I'm sure we are going to learn about your knowledge and your experience, how you were able to manage. So before going into that detail, let me share the area of complexities for the understanding of the participants so that they can see that what level of complexities businesses are required to face with. In fact, these complexities have been placed into four areas, and these four areas are interdependent because external, internal, operational, and strategic. Anything which is happening in the external area is influencing the internal capabilities and internal requirements to cope up with that. And that internal competence needs to be developed with the operational support. And having that operational support and internal competence, the strategic advancements comes into question. So all these four areas are interdependent and needs to be managed effectively for an organizations to move in the desired directions and with the force and with the strength to move on. And I would not go into the each area, which are very extensive, but these are listed down here for the interest of the professionals who want to learn it. Because otherwise, when we talk of complexities, in general, it looks just few things. It's not few things. I mean, it's a huge list, in each area. And my understanding is that this is the bare minimum, because
Yeah.
in the present time, the things are still under pressure, and still new things and new um, um, uh, change and disruptions is taking place. And with that, these complexities are on the increased side. So these are the bare minimum. So before I request Dr. Mehboob to share his knowledge, experience, and learnings, I would just mention that all these four areas are there. He doesn't need to go into each area and each item separately, but the point is, whatever area he feels that he had very extensive exposure and he has very particular knowledge and experience managing all those, that needs to be shared, because participants are interested to learn from learned speakers. Dr. Mehboob, please. The first
Thank you so
question is,
much.
before you go, let me put the first question. I'm sorry, I just cut you down.
Yeah. Yeah,
First question
please.
is, under all these complexities, how have you been able to run your business and whatever responsibilities placed on you by the organizations where you are working, and you have been successfully managing all that, these all areas. Now, please.
Thank you so much. Actually, in while serving in Pakistan in any multinational organization or running its own business, our own business, it's a bit unique as compared to the rest of the world because we have the unique factors business which influence our businesses here, and same when the businesses are influence the jobs and the workers, and the strategists are also there to respond to those changes. If we talk about the uniqueness of Pakistani market, then the main uniqueness is inflation and currency volatility, because here we don't have any confirmation about the landing price, because the costing is done based upon the dollar price. And if we talk about Pakistan's industry, most of our industry is a processing industry. We are not manufacturing industries. If we talk about large scale industries like pharmaceutical, I'm from pharmaceutical industry. We don't have many raw material manufacturing plants here. So we have to import the raw material here, and then we manufacture it into the finished goods, sell it into internally in our country and export it too. So combating this uniqueness of inflation and currency volatility, we need to be highly capable of combating this situation. How we could combat, how the companies are combating here, it really matters. Actually, we are combating it with multiple factors, as we are mitigating this situation with by streamlining our operations and hedging against the currency risks. Again, a country where the input cost is so high and profits are minimizing with every passing day, hedging the mm, monetary hedging for the currency risk is a bit challenge, but the businesses here are managing. Then moving forward, that how we can combat this situation? How could we come up with the a good business model out of these complexities? The I believe what I have searched and observed, we need source local sourcing. But again, for our textile industry, we could have a local source. We, even though we are not meeting our bale cotton bale target since last many years, but we can manage with the good incentive to the our peasants, a good incentive for the and abolishing the middlemen, because Pakistan's industry is badly hurted by the middlemen who increase were the reason for increase in the input cost. So coming back to our target, well, first we should look for the local sourcing. If we talk about the large scale industries, we don't have steel mill. Well, there was one steel mill which was producing the raw material for the others that had been shut down. That was in public sector. Now, while I have a negotiation with a leading steel manufacturer, they said that our raw material comes from the shipbreaking industry, again, an import-based industry. If we look at the textile sector, here we have the cotton in hand and we can manage it. And but if we look at the pharmaceutical sector is totally a manufacture process-oriented industry. Here we need to establish our local sources. For establishing the local sources, only the private sector could not be sufficient. I have talked on many forums that for establishing and streamlining the raw material, the public or private ventures must be there because it needs a billions of dollars to establish a raw material facility in the country. And those billions of dollars could not only be shouldered by the private industry, private businessmen, but public-private venture could make it possible. Now coming to the second point, that how we can manage our businesses out of these complexities. That is ease of doing business. It totally lies upon the on the public side, on the government side. In Pakistan, unluckily, we don't have any ease of business. Our Prime Minister has now launched an initiative with the name of Oran program, but and they have set about a target of 50 billion export. But without ease of doing business, we can't manage these things and we can't meet these targets. So, coming back to our target about complexity. If we talk about the complexities, number one is financial complexities, and we can manage it by developing the local sources. And along with this, we can manage it by multiple other factors as well. As we can move on to the sustainable initiatives. Now, what are the talking about the sustainable initiative? What are the sustainable initiatives in Pakistan's industry? We have to use the renewable energy because the electricity cost here is so much high that we don't remain viable for the international market. Our manufacturing price is so high, and the currency volatility is so high that we are not competitive as compared to our regional competitors like India and Bangladesh because they are, and even China, because they are subsidizing their industry. So, in this condition, what we can do, we can manufacture the quality products because our we have a market of 250 million people, but the global market is of more than 8 billion people. If we strive to produce products of the global standard, then we can capture the global market as well. So, summarizing my inputs for managing the business out of these complexities, we should first be capable of meeting the inflation and currency volatility. And secondly, we must be capable, we should strive for the establishing the local source. And thirdly, we must focus upon the value proposition. Now, what's this value proposition? Because this podcast will be going to the top-notch business leaders. So, in while sitting in Pakistan and talking about the value proposition, it looks strange because none of the Pakistani brands are in the top 1,000 brands. So, but we have to move towards it. Our public sector, private sector will have to manage the value proposition, the quality of the products, because none of the international market retailers or even the intermediaries are ready to stock the brand with the Pakistani stamp. If we talk about the garments are manufactured in Pakistan but stamped somewhere else to be available in the international market. Now, Pakistani industry could avail this margin by challenging the quality they are producing right now. So this is something which could help to overcome the complexities. And secondly, is while we are analyzing some situation, we definitely talk about the macro factors as well. And factors, we talk about macro factors, which are usually external. Political stability must be there, and our politicians and our political leadership must try for it, because in Pakistan nowadays, what lacking, we are lacking the finance due to almost negligible FDI since last 2 years. So without FDIs, the economy cannot survive. Without the FDIs, the Pakistani, even the Pakistani investors are moving out, and almost 15,500 industrialists have moved abroad, have shifted their investment abroad due to non-ease of doing business here. In such complexities, what we can do, what the government could do, government should can provide the political stability. Government could leverage the technology. How now comes the question that how the governments of developing countries like Pakistan could leverage this economy, the technology, they can minimize the taxes upon the technology import, number one. Number two, they can have strategic alliances with these technology producing countries to facilitate the local business. And along with this, the legal atmosphere here is also very stringent. We are still moving with the pen and paper model of approval, while it's quite obsolete in the modern world. So government could provide the ease of doing business by moving towards e-governance. If government decides to move towards e-governance, it's quite easy. Within 2 years, we can do it. So, in my opinion, the macro factors, so political, economical, legal, and technological challenges could only be met by the proactive support of the public sector, which right now is not available for the investors in the developing countries. We have a shining model of Bangladesh, where the ease of doing of business is there, and the people from the neighboring countries, from the region, are preferring to invest in the Bangladesh, and that's why they're having high revenues from the exports. Same we could do it for rest of the countries. Now, talking about the developed countries, where this forecast is from the Project Management Institute, which is the prestigious institute across the globe. So how the developed countries have become developed? They have facilitated their investors. They have put the economy at the top of their preference list. But in the developing countries, due to volatility of political situations, and due to frequent changes, and due to non-availability of unity of command, due to multiple interfering factors, we can't achieve such type of ease of doing business. That's why the capital flight is there, and along with capital flight, the businesses are in the very miserable condition. When the businesses are not earning, they can't invest on the quality. So, summarizing all these discussion, that for running a successful business in this complex situation, and while running a business while dealing with such complexities, number one, we must deal with the economic challenges and currency volatility. For that, we have to produce quality goods, and we must push the government to provide ease of doing a business, especially in the pastel forces, political, economical, social, and technological, legal and technological ease of doing business for the businessmen here in the developing countries. And along with this, we, for a sustainable business, we need two things. Number one, renewable sources here, and secondly, strengthening the relationship with the customer. what happens? If we're producing the quality products, we are selling it at so high cost that common strata can't afford. And if we are producing sub-quality drugs, then the most of the countrymen are not available to purchase it due to quality deficiency. Now, by producing a value proposition and customer loyalty through customer loyalty programs, we could have a good relation with the customers. So customer nowadays is the initially it was said that customer is the king, and he has the right to choose anything, but now the customer is queen. We have to make her happy, make him happy at every moment of time. We have to provide best quality against the price we are charging for our product. In my opinion, these are few methods through which we can move our run our business successfully in such complexities. In Pakistan scenario, I will just add one thing that while we are doing business in Pakistan, you must have a very good strategist and talented employees who can devise the strategies, proactive strategies. Here, the companies who are successful are proactive, who preempt the coming events and make them prepared for those events. So, in my opinion, these are few factors which we can take an account for uh, doing the business in this complex situation and for maintaining once again coming towards customer for maintaining good business relation. The companies must have some customer loyalty programs, and we should reduce the cost for the ultimate user because I'm from the pharmaceutical industry. Most of the time here the customer and consumer are not the same, but again we have to reduce the price. We have to facilitate the ultimate consumer. For that, we can start customer loyalty programs. And the most viable model, which is now quite practical in Pakistan, that is the click and brick model. Every company operating in Pakistan must have a DTCT approach, like direct to customer approach. Instead, along with purchase from the retail stores and flagship stores, the customer must have a facility to purchase online because online purchase could facilitate the customer with the significant growth, sorry, significant discount. So these are few factors by which we can make the things happen, uh, and we can run the business smoothly in this complex situation. So, cost. I think we should move for the next question. If there is further query, you can ask.
Yeah, sure. In fact, you have emphasized and you have looked upon the global factors where your
Yeah,
organization was really working under the pressure, and I do appreciate that because that's what exactly happening in Pakistan, and you are concerned with that. But
yeah.
I would request you to bring your views on the management of your part at the organizational level because you have been successfully moving in that situation where you are facing all these complexities and you are facing all these challenges, but still you are making success through all that problems, those challenges. So, how did you manage your organizational culture? How did you manage your digital transformation if you made your organizations to move on? And then how have successfully you are able to manage your workforce? Because without doing that, you cannot make success in advancements to the directions you are really being successful so far. Please.
Uh, Thank you. Actually, as a senior manager in the leading Pakistani pharmaceutical company, I am blessed with that I am working for a company. If you allow me, I could name my company, Martindale. Martindale Group has few unique characteristics as it's the equal opportunity employer. So once you are very fair in your recruitment, selection, and benefits dissemination, then the people work for you. Number one, and secondly, I'm part of this organization since last 30 years and about more than 28 years. So spending so much long time brings in few advantages for you and for the organization, for the employee like me. I have a complete understanding of company culture. So when I'm gonna recruit the new employees, I especially focus upon that there must be a cultural fit for the new employees. We never recruit a person who is not culturally fit in our organization. And we have a culture of performance and culture of transparency here, which is usually rare in the Pakistani context. And along with this, uh, for a senior manager like me, for my growth, I keep myself engaged in the developmental opportunities, and I do the same for my team. I believe that best way to retain the team is to develop them. Because if we develop a team of 10 people, 8 of them will get promoted. 9 of them will get promoted either within the organization or within the industry. And once these people are promoted, they become your positive word of the mouth and they bring in more talent. Number one. Number two, facing the challenges here. Yes, challenges are there because if we don't keep us develop in the developing phase, definitely there are in the professional life there are two uh, phases. Either you are escalating with your career or you are declining with your career. There is no stand-up position in the career. So for me, my personal development is as important as my business development. So I have completed my PhD in marketing at the age of 50. So I believe that every employee in Pakistan's industry should strive for the development. Now, coming up, how to develop? We are not millennials. At the age of 50, I'm not among the millennials. I'm not among the Gen Z. We have to be tech savvy. We have to be very much in practice of using the AI tools because once we are using the AI tools, that's facilitating our life. Again, AI provides the guidelines. We need to customize all these guidelines as per our professional requirement, and I am doing it. That's why I'm bringing the overwhelming results. That's why my teams are sustainable with the negligible turnout. And along with turnout, there is no burnout of my team because I believe in collaborative management, despite of the fact that people like autocracy and very few people like democracy or facilitating the people. I am collaborative manager. I am available for my team. That's why I'm managing this position and bringing in overwhelming results for my organization. But again, here I would like to admit that my organization is the best organization of Pakistan because it's equal opportunity employer and it has very fair career management system intact. That's why I'm happy here. I'm part of this organization since last 28 years. This is how I'm dealing with it. Sir, any more question?
Great, great to learn that. I mean, definitely, your words shows that how satisfied you are. So
Yeah.
that I would love to know that how you have been able to develop the resilience and adaptability in your team to go along with the change, because that is what exactly happening, and you are managing that.
Thank you. Actually, I will say that traditional stance sentence that water trends and honesty always flows upside down. Once the leadership is observing the integrity, once the leadership is concerned about the development, Once the company culture is of development and prosperity, then everyone, I already told you that I select, I recruit the employees who are culturally fit. I never recruit an employee who is not culturally fit, or even simply saying who is not a team player. Because I have gone through a book, One Minute Manager, in which he says that a team member without the team player attributes is just a garbage. So I never recruit the garbage. I never prefer the individual players. I prefer the team players. So, and after their recruitment, I strive for their development. I strive for their career development, because once they are developed, once they are earning incentives and they are very much economically stable, then they concentrate upon their job and they go through the development process and ultimately they get promoted. Even I tell you, one of my MI who was reporting to me in 2007. Now he's GM of a company. And the next employee who was reporting to me, now he is the commercial head in a multinational corporation. This is how I develop the employees. Teaching, training, and development in passion is a food for my soul. So I don't keep employees, I keep mentees. And I love to be a mentor instead of a boss. That's why how dealing with the team and how I'm bringing the overwhelming results for my organization. But again, I will give credit to my organization that here the systems intact are very much fair and very much supportive to the employees. Next question, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for those views, because definitely that helps building an organization, which is really you have been successfully doing that. Okay, let me move to the next question, and that is, what is your viewpoint on moving to the next level of performance, and what would you advise to the prospective participants of this podcast to manage themselves in their career and in their organization?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Actually, forwarding in careers is lies upon our side. Most of the time, we blame our seniors. You may have met many people who have not who have not escalated in the career ladder. They become the holy cows, and once you are going to negotiate with them, once you are in communication with them, they will always blame the personalities that who have ruined their career. Who will also They will also blame the organization that this organization is very much partial. They don't think about the employees. Here are the lobbies. Here are the people who are partial. They promote their own people. All these are myths. All these are in very simply saying very in a very simple manner, all these are rubbish. If same situation prevailed, it prevails everywhere with the difference of magnitude. But what we have done for ourselves, you have learned about very common phenomena that who has seen peacock dancing in the forest. Now, if you look at the psychology of this proverb, then you will come to know that in the mating season, the female peacock, peacock, calls upon the surrounding males to perform a dance. The male who performs the most beautiful dance is the she peacock selects her as the partner for the next season. So these organizations are she peacock and we are the males. We have to influence them through our performance. The person who is not performing should not think about the career growth. Now, for the young aspirants, for the young people who are entering into their career, there are few advices. Number one, for initial 2 years, focus upon the company objectives and tailor your competencies as per the need of your job. In the initial 2 years, you should must focus upon the results. If you produce results in for the consistent 2 years, then you become expert of that area. In the third year, you should look for your desired position. In the third year, develop your competencies which are required for the next level promotion, next level which you are aiming, because everyone has a different set of capabilities and everyone have different inspirations for the career growth. So look at the factors that are necessary, look at the competencies which are necessary to acquire for the next level for your dream position, and try to develop those competencies in yourself. Number one, only developing the competencies doesn't matter more. Then you have to make the organization realize, your senior realize that you are eager for that position and you are developing those competencies. You have those competencies and you can perform those job, the job at that position very efficiently. So you will get your next job. Now, talking to a very crucial situation. Either the lobbies are prevalent in the organization, yes, are present. Why the lobbies are present? Because every manager wants to get the results and he surrounds himself with the people who bring in his required results, because none of the organization could run without the numbers. And every manager surrounds, it's the common psychology. Even if at the home, in the family setting, we prefer those children, those of our kids who are more helping, who are more contributing to the family. So same is in the corporate sector. The people, the managers, the higher managers surround themselves with the people who bring in the required result. You can say it a lobby, you can say it a like-minded people, you can say it a like high performers group, but they are performing. So every new MI, instead of being trapped by the holy cows and by the negative employees in the organization, they are also prevalent. They must strive for their career growth with their performance, because performance is the ultimate criteria for every career escalation. So, in this is my viewpoint and my guidance for the new aspirants entering into their corporate world. And one thing more. Now, every student, even at the student age, after the eighth standard, the the parents must have a counseling session with their kids that what they are aiming for, because most of the time here is uh, we are following the trends in the previous 10 years when the medical profession was in the boom. Every parent who could afford has put their children in the medical schools. Now what's happening? We have thousands medical graduates who are unemployed. But remember one thing, government, public sector will never provide the employment to the 100% of the graduates. So, as a student, we must, after eighth grade, the parents must have some session with their kids that what's their ultimate destination. If a person, I tell you the example of my family, one of my son was good at math. He said that I'm going to adopt opt the business studies at his O and A levels. Then I said, okay, if it's your interest, move me in your interest. He moved and now he's very successful in business. So same should be done by every parents. Unluckily, we are not doing it. And at the public sector, we must immediately revise our curriculum because it's producing just repeaters, just repeaters. So we must redevise our curriculum as per the modern requirement, and there should be an industry and academia collaboration for development of the curriculum. We must have analysis of the job need and their required traits and qualifications. And well, then we should tailor our curriculum as per those needs so that our kids, when they're graduate, they must be have a fit for some industry. Otherwise, they will be a frustrated youth. We have almost 10 million unemployed youth in our country, and no, not 10 million. I think it's 30 million. And they are striving for the jobs. They come to us, but they don't even possess the basic credentials needed for the job. So we are helpless to appoint them. It's my advice for the students that develop your skills during the student life. Having fluency in English, good. But out of above that, we need a strategic mindset. Unluckily, very few institutions who are specially dealing with the Cambridge system are producing this stuff. Otherwise, our public sector education institutions have failed to produce the quality stuff for the corporates. So, this is my message for the new aspirants that develop the skills which are required for your current job, perform outstandingly in your current job, and look at the need for the next level, your dream position, and develop your attributes, develop your skills which are needed for that job. Definitely, you will get a career escalation. This is my viewpoint. You may differ with it.
Well, thank you very much. Essentially, you have pointed out that every individual must look into the personal strength, what
Yeah.
personal interests by nature one is born with, and once that known factor is there, then the individual must also find out the purpose, because the purpose and the natural strength put into use can make a person useful in the society, in the work, in the advancement, and no, and then person can move with the extraordinary strength, and nobody and no one can come in the way of that person's advancements. I totally agree with you, because this is what exactly Clifton strengths are, which are shown by the Don Clifton, who made out this message that every individual must find out the personal strength, and when the
Yes.
engagements are done with the personal strengths alignment, then it brings that value which you are talking about. Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Mehboob. You have pointed out something very strong and very valuable. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Welcome.
okay. So let me move to the next area of our discussion. This here, I am trying to bring to the understanding of the participants that what PMO strategies can help the businesses in consulting area. It helps consulting. It helps in the area of diagnostic assessment of the gaps in strategy and execution, because usually organizations, if they do have a strategy, which most of the organizations have, but they seldom move in that directions. The global viewpoint, the global assessment is that hardly 35 to 40% organizations successfully move in their strategic directions, because if they have their strategy, they are seldom successful in implementing it. So in that area, a diagnostic assessment can be carried out by PMO strategists and help organizations to find out those gaps and help to build up those gaps in an effective manner. And strategy execution, strategic alignment. Again, every organizations are doing number of projects in any given point in time, but are those aligned with their required strategic directions or not? that needs to be understood, and that can be done effectively by PMO strategies. And on top of all this, the discipline strategy execution. PMO strategies can help organizations to move with this discipline strategy execution, because that only helps organizations to reach to their desired goals in time to come. So that one area. Then the second area is, if some organizations wants to have their own PMO established, PMO strategies can help them to establish that facility within their organizations. If they do not, if do not have that one, then PMO strategies can help establishing it. If they have that facility already, then the functions can be optimized, and PMO strategies can help them in find out the functional competence and functional advancements. In the third area, change management, because in the present time, if the organizations are not moving with the change and the cultural transformation, then they are not moving with the time, and definitely that is the area which needs to be built up. And PMO strategies can help organizations to move with the change management and cultural transformation, because culture is something which can be crafted with the need and expectations
Correct.
of the businesses and of the customers. So, in the fourth area is leadership development, mentoring and coaching. Because without having strong leadership, no organizations can work on the strategic advancements, on change management, and cultural transformation. All these areas are dependent on the strong leadership. So, this is the area where strategic PMO strategies can help organizations to build up the competence and build up their strength to move on. In the second area is training and services, because without having proper and established upskilling of the workforce, no organizations can meet with these challenges. In that area, building resilience and adaptability in the team and leaders. This is the most challenge in the present time, and PMO strategies can help organizations to assess and make their workforce to develop resilience and adaptability. In the second area is communication, because without having strong communication within the organizations, no organizations can go with the business flow. And communication is the backbone of the organizations for the flow of business. So this communication planning, communication systems, and all that can be developed by PMO strategy support, and teams can be managed and trained for enhanced communication. In the third area is driving innovation and creativity. In the present time, it is being said that the world has entered into economy of innovation, because if the organizations are not strong in innovation and creativity, they are not contributing to the economy of the community, of the economy of the country. So that is the area where particular training can be take up and can be arranged to the need of the organization. So this is the area again where PMO strategies can make the assessment, can make out the necessary training required for the need of their strategic advancement. In the fourth area is developing strategic thinking and problem solving. Without having strategic thinking, that means the strategic mindset, and that strategic mindset can be developed, and that development is the need of the present time. So this can be done, and this is done by PMO strategies in an effective manner. With this, thank you very much, and let me go to the final stage where I'm going to say you finally thank you. But before I do that, let me ask Dr. Mehboob if something more comes to his mind to share with the participants at the last minute. Dr. Mehboob, please.
Thank you. Thank you. I will love to share here my thanks with the PMO strategists because they are doing the voluntarily work. They are not interested, more inclined towards their monetary benefits. They are trying to facilitate the corporate world. This is something their dedication for the purpose. But here I will mention one thing that previously it was thought that business plans are full and final, they don't need any adjustment, and there is no question about the business plan failures. But nowadays, business plan failures are quite frequent. Instead of having the implementation, the execution audit, we must be in practice of doing the business plan audit as well, because the strategist could not be very much practical every time. If some failure comes, we must go to the PMO strategist or the strategist of that area. Suppose I am from Pakistan, the PMO strategist could provide services here, but we should arrange some think tank to have our business plan audit too, along with execution. Because what happens when a business plan fails and the ROI is not there, we must mostly love to fire the people who are not bringing in the results. This is something very much challenging. That instead of putting the people in the execution exit list, we must have an audit of our business plan too, and that could be done by the PMO strategists. So training is very, most of the time training is deficient in the organization. Training is uh, thought as the routine that we have a training department. They are giving training. What's the academic take home that of that training? What is the practicality of that training? That also matters a lot. Companies should look for it, and PMO strategists could help them to for the efficient training, for the pragmatic training. It should be intact. And as a last word of thanks, I'm thankful to your good self as well, because thanks for your passionate session, and you remain very much in contact with me. This shows your professional approach and professional dedication. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your kind words. And let me stop recording right now. Thank you very much.